Hi, it's Carol. I want to show you two things. It's over here. This is the first thing. This is called a prop it. It's a little design board for your blocks, and it has a little built-in easel. It folds down flat like this, and you can use it, flip it up and use it like this. Let me show you something that's really great about this. I don't know what this fabric is on here, but I'll just throw some of these up here and watch. Look at that. I can shake them and they'll come off, but they just stick up there really well. So I'm going to put a block up here, and then I'm going to show you how to chain piece a block together. Supposedly you have your this little prop-it thing propped up next to your sewing machine. And what we're going to do is take these two pieces and stitch them together. And we're not going to stop. We're going to leave the threads together and go and do this one. And do this one. And do this one. Now if you want to, you can put some pins here, just to keep yourself organized, because a lot of times when they go from the board to your sewing machine, they get confused. No, we don't get confused, but the fabric gets confused. So I'm going to go and chain piece these all the way down. Here we have our chain piecing we just did, and I'm just going to lay it back on this board and open these up. Now we're going to take this next one and flip it over and line up the edges. Now take this to the machine and we're going to chain stitch all these together. And here are the 3 columns put together. We're going to open these up, and then we're going to flip these over this side. And the pin. Now we'll go stitch this. Now we have our vertical rows stitched together. Open them up and you can see. So here's your chance to check your design. At this point now we're going to flip this over and sew these two together, What you can do, sometimes what I do is I just don't press at all, and I'll take the seams and I'll just go one side or the other. So these would all go this way, and the bottom would all go that way. So all of these would be flipped over like this, and then I'd interlock the seams and sew across. You could take this to the ironing board, turn it over. I'm going to turn it over and show you. I wouldn't press from this side. You could take one of these rows and press this way, and this one press that way, and that way, and that way. So you alternate the pressing. That way your seams will interlock if you do that. Or if you want to open your seams and press them, then open and press all of them open. Whatever way you do what works for you. So now I'm going to sew. I'm going to pick this one up, and I'm going to use my method where I just fold it over and stitch it, and then I press it afterwards. Here's what it looks like with the first horizontal row stitched. And next I'll flip this over and stitch this row. Then when that's done, I'll flip this over and stitch this row. But before I do that, I almost forgot to show you. I'm going to flip this over. And since I just folded the seam lines one way or the other. So you see these are going in opposite directions. Let me bring that close. Okay, so these are going in opposite directions like this. When I'm getting ready to sew this next seam, I'll see which way this is going, which is going that way. Put the seams together, and then I'll make the other one go in the opposite direction. I just have this thing for interlocking seams. So once that's sewed, these will all go this way. I'll sew it and then I'll show you after it's sewn. This is the back side, and I haven't pressed it yet. But you can see all these seams will be pressed this way, and all these this way, and alternating. And once I do that, I'll press those first, and then these seams that you just sewed, the 3, you can press any direction you want. You can press them open. It doesn't really matter. So that's how you do chain piecing for a block.